Hey, how's it going? This is Homeroom with Smooth. I do want to make a brief because I realized I did not catch it on my Twitter, my Periscope bid. So this is more so about like Rizza and his cohorts, not necessarily the Nation of Islam as a whole. I fixed it on YouTube. The Twitter is gonna be what it is. I can't fix it right now. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm gonna try my best to not be inflammatory. But yeah, look, subscribe to my channel, um, leave comments, likes, smash the notification bell, and all that other good stuff. So I'm gonna try and just get into this. So what's been going on Clubhouse? So yeah, I'm gonna start with Rizza and his cohorts in the Nation of Islam because it's not the whole thing. Recently had some conversations, so not the whole thing. Nation of Islam, because mainly I don't have an issue with them as a whole, but I'll get into that. And then I'm gonna talk about ADOS, which is the American Descendants of Slavery, and why that organization is stupid, and what they're doing that's not furthering our cause. Um, so yeah, let's start with Rizza. Let's start with Rizza and his Clubhouse shenanigans first. Um, so basically, he's saying that they said, and I quote, like I'm direct quoting them. I was literally in the room. I heard it myself firsthand. This is not secondhand news. This is firsthand news. So Rizza said that we should wait till they get because he believes that the American government is trying to kill, you know what I'm saying, it's trying to kill black people, and black people shouldn't take the vaccine under any circumstance, and that they should wait. What's going on, man? What's going on? Um so he believes that that black people should not take the vaccine no matter what, and they should wait until what is that? They should wait until Cuba, okay, till Cuba comes out till they can get approval get the American government, excuse me, to approve Cuba, Cuba's version of the vaccine because they feel like that version of the vaccine is safer. First of all, uh, there's no way, there's no possible way the American government is going to approve that. There's no way. There's no way. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening ever. There's no way on God's green earth they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're not. They're not. They're not gonna approve it. Okay. They're not gonna even entertain that approval. Okay. Um. You know. What is that? Like under the Obama administration? Yeah, that seemed feasible. But under this current administration, it's not feasible. And then um. And then even with Biden coming back, I don't see him doing it because he doesn't share the same mindset and ideals as Obama did. So I mean, I do see like, you know what I'm saying, we'll probably open up relations back again with Cuba, but I don't see them saying, yo, we're going to turn down these American vaccines and their profit margins so you can get a vaccine, excuse me, from Cuba that you believe is safer. And then those same people, they like to say, "Oh, I've talked with medical professionals. Oh, I read these documents or whatever." Woo, woo, woo. Cite no sources. They don't provide any sources, no information whatsoever. So look, guess what I did in the description of this video. Okay, in the description of the video on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, you're gonna have to go to YouTube to get the links. So in the description on YouTube, I laid out all the links for information purposes, for informational purposes. Okay, so because what you do is you go to PubMed, all right, and then if you don't know how to search PubMed, because a lot of people don't, I didn't. I then attached a tutorial, like the link for a tutorial, just for a YouTube video. It literally tells you how to search PubMed and how to find the different things that you're looking for. So boom, that one's in there. Um, so it's at the bottom. It's the very last link of the description. Um, so yeah, like definitely check that out. I'm trying to think what else Reza was saying that was so just outlandish. Um, oh, he was saying the vaccine's not safe. We don't know what's in it. They pushed it through too fast. And I literally just got off a Clubhouse call with an actual like COVID-19 research doctor and a bioengineer in the same field, and they were saying how that the virus is like probably the safest I mean, the safest. This vaccine is the safest vaccine like ever because it's just it's mRNA. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go look it up. mRNA. So it's just fatty cells and fatty cells and like a little protein indicator. I don't remember exactly what they were saying in that regard because I'm no medical professional. But you can go to PubMed and find the rest of that information that's linked down below. Um, so basically, what he was saying was it's basically an mRNA sequence that teaches you how to fight off the spike protein. There it is, fight off the spike protein um, that when introduced that COVID-19 uses to infect your body. So the mRNA sequence is going to go in, and your body is going to then then produce antibodies to be able to fight off the COVID-19 vaccine because it will no longer be able to propagate inside of you because of the spike protein. You have a defense mechanism against the spike protein that allows it to replicate itself. Um, I believe I'm getting that right. If any medical professionals kind of know and want to like tell me like if I got that part wrong, go ahead, drop a comment, let me know. But I'm pretty sure I did pretty good there. Um, let's see what else. What else were they saying? I don't. Yeah, I can't think of anything else too too crazy. It was just the COVID stuff. The COVID stuff is really crazy. COVID stuff was really the bulk of the issue on Clubhouse. Um, there was a lot of ignorance, and they were shutting people down that was trying to educate them. In that Rizza room, Lupe, it was like Lupe Fiasco was even in there, and he was trying to be a semi voice of reason, and then there was a doctor in there, and she was like real deal, like telling them, no, that's not how that goes. This is how it works, yada, yada, yada. And, they still weren't really hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Rizza just kept going back and stating that, oh, I've talked to these professionals. Oh, I've done this, I've done that. But, like, I don't care if you talk to a professional. Cite your source, bruh. Cite your source. Cite your source. Exactly what I'm doing right here. Cite your sources. Okay. So I've cited my sources for my argument. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the RZA thing, and I'm gonna end it right there because I kind of want to get more into this ADOS, the African American Descendants of Slavery, their group. Because I just led a 2 to 3 hour, I think it was like 3 hour discussion on them, um, and I find them to be probably first of all, just off the rip, the group is pointless. Okay, the group is pointless. ADOS, a whole group, is pointless. Now, here's how you know it's pointless. Okay. In Cobra was founded. Okay, so there's another group that's doing the exact same thing, fighting for reparations for Black people. Right. This group was started September 26th of 1987. September 26th of 1987. All right, let me go to that ADOS website. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Go right here. Let's see. See when was this founded? Let's go to founding. Let's go to founding. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whatever, whatever, whatever. You're not telling me when you were founded. When you founded. A lot of fluff material. Um, I probably should have found that, but it's recent. It's new. It's new. It's new. Matter of fact, what I'll tell you to do. So if you want to find out, if you want to find the source of that, so I linked in the description below. I've linked ibw21.org. Okay. Um, I believe I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste this right here in the comments. So then y'all can see that. Boom. Okay, so there's that link that will take you to this website that is a good source, and it provides a lot of information on them and their founding and all that other stuff. So you can look that up. I feel like what they were saying. So here's where it came from. So there's this movie coming out, and it's this African American black guy. It's a historical figure. Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton. There it is. So Fred Hampton. Okay, they were saying that um, Daniel Kaluuya should not play that role. And what's even yeah. So Daniel Kaluuya shouldn't play that role. And what's crazy is Lakeith Stanfield jumped in there trying to defend him. Trying to defend him and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you guys looking at it this way? Whoop, 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 you know what I'm saying? He's still black, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going through the process of being able to play the role correctly. He's doing his due diligence, he's studying, he's doing all this great stuff. But they weren't hearing it. They were like, no, if he's not a black American, he shouldn't play the role. And since Daniel Kaluuya is from Oh, Europe. We'll just say Europe. It's either Britain or UK, something like that. One of the two, whatever. He's from over there. Um, and because he's from over there, they don't believe he should take part in. He should even have a part in. He should even play that role. He shouldn't play that role, and other people like them shouldn't play that role. And Lakeith Stanfield came to our group that we had last night and was kind of like rehashing the same stuff, which was pretty freaking dope. That dope got that was like 350 people. My pieces on the way. Um, so let me go to their website. Let me go to the ADOS. Let me go to their website because I want to read this to you about their agenda. So oh, excuse me. The hashtag ADOS movement demands a specific agenda and policy with prescriptions that addresses the losses stemming from an institution of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, convict leasing, mass incarceration, and immigration. Doesn't sound too bad right now. Does not sound too bad. However, this is where it gets bad. This is when it gets bad. Because I'm just going to read the bullet one because the bullet one kind of lets you know where they're at. We demand a new deal for Black America, which include but is not limited to. We need set asides for American descendants of slavery. This is I'm directly quoting their first bullet. We demand set asides for the American descendants of slavery, not minorities, a throwaway category which includes all groups except for white men. That categorization has allowed Democrats to use programs like affirmative action as giveaways to all groups in exchange for votes. The bribery must end. That begins with a new designation on the census for ADOS and another for Black immigrants. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to stop it right there. Stop it right there. That's insanity. Okay, all Black people have the same struggle. Okay, we have the same struggle. No matter where you are, we have the same struggle. We're all byproducts of racism, imperialism, capitalism, and all those other isms. Like we're all byproducts of that. We've all suffered a great deal from that. You know what I'm saying? And there's no Black person right now that's not still suffering in some ways from it, unless, well, no, even then, they still got a thumb on you, um, even if you do got super rich. So I'm going to continue now. Black immigrants should be barred from accessing affirmative action and other set-asides intended for ADOS, as should Asians, Latinos, white women, and other minority groups. That minorities, they put the quote over minority groups. In addition, ADOS hiring and employment data must be demanded for all businesses receiving tax credits, incentives, and governmental support, as well as all government agencies, national, state, and local. It is our belief that this will show that there are minimal, if any ADOS, so African American descendants of slaves, professionals in fields including but not limited to engineering, medical, legal, and tech. Okay, okay. So listen, I'm gonna keep it a band with you. As long as that person is black, you know what I'm saying, and they're able to succeed in that space, I really don't care where you came from on this planet to how you got to that space. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care if you're a black person and you grew up in China. I don't care if you're a black person and you grew up in Japan or you grew up in um, you know what I'm saying, India or Europe. Like I don't care wherever you're from. Like that does not matter. Like as far as like the black people as a whole, like I was stating in the conversation, we are, excuse me, we don't have a lot. Okay, we don't have a lot. Okay, and if we are quote unquote at war with the system of oppression, we cannot afford to divide ourselves into any subgroups and categories whatsoever. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Whether it's which brings me to another point of why um like people were very upset with them. They were very dismissive and they ostracized a lot of the gay and lesbian LGBTQ. Yeah, I suck at the letters. The trans community and many others. They were very dismissive to them. So I started a group this morning, and and I made it a point like for my moderators, like I had people that identified in those groups because I wanted to show in solidarity that's unacceptable. Like that's not acceptable in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Um, for them to be that way towards other people, especially other black people, when you say that you're for the furtherment and betterment of black people. Now, we had a couple of them pop up in the group and they were just spouting rhetoric, basically spouting rhetoric. And what they fail to realize is a lot of their rhetoric parallels a lot of white nationalist rhetoric. It parallels a lot of white supremacist rhetoric, and they need to be very mindful of that, and they need to be very cognizant of the words that they choose to use and how they proceed in this operation. Because their whole thing is like, oh, well, our founder is part of the community. No, the community doesn't like your founder. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way. It's the same way with people, because people feel like when a black person says, "Oh, this person isn't black," like for instance, you got people like I don't know, let's wild example, hot like the conservative twins now, the conservative twins or Candace Owens, like, and you feel like and black people are like, no, we don't accept them, we don't like them, they ain't even really black, you know what I'm saying? And when people say that, we're not saying that they're not black, like their skin color, we're saying like as far as the group and collective and as a totality, you know what I'm saying? As we are as a whole, we don't feel like they are a part of the community in and of itself because they're doing things and saying things that are detrimental to our community and our causes. That is what we are saying. I also want to point out also with ADOS or whatever the hashtag ADOS group or whatever movement, whatever you want to effing call it, in Cobra, that organization that I told you that's been around like well before they were even established. I feel like the reason that ADOS even started was because you have these groups of people. Well, also, I'm going to point out also with ADOS, they get a lot of funding from people like Steve Bannon and all that. The fundamental Black Americans, they tend to align themselves with ADOS, which is very concerning because the fundamental Black Americans have people like Candace Owens and all this other stuff. And then you have, you have your Steve Bannons and your, man, I forget that lady's name. Um, she used to work with Trump, but like, um, you have those people aligning themselves with you. And those people are like, you know what I'm saying? Like Steve Bannon, he started Breitbart, and Breitbart is straight right wing, super racist ish. So if Steve Bannon is on some white nationalism ish, you know what I'm saying, and he's racist, you know, if if he then is supporting a black organization, what does that say about a about that black organization? What does that really say about that black organization? You have someone that hates you, hates who you are, but is willing to support your cause. Clearly, what your cause is a front, is an affront. And I feel like a lot of them are getting brainwashed with that rhetoric, because they just want to be the big dog. They just want to be on top. And I bring in Cobra into it because since in Cobra was started first, I feel like a lot of those people, they didn't want to follow behind the people in Cobra. They wanted to lead their own organization because for some reason black people have made leading like a thing. Like you have to lead. Like no, sometimes it's okay to sit back and just enjoy the ride, of whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't try and lead every discussion that I'm in on Clubhouse. I just try and like support the people that I support and the groups that I've managed to meet and befriend, which is very interesting. I kind of like just fell into this group. Like they're super cool people. Um, but what am I trying to say now? I feel like the ADOS is really it's missing the mark completely. It's completely missing the mark, and it's very dangerous. And they're not going to, at the rate that they're going, be able to effectively get the thing done, which is reparations. They want That's what they want. But in Cobra's already, and what blows my mind is in Cobra's already done all the research and it's doing all the like real political legwork to get the thing done. So ADOS, what are you doing? What do you exist for? You know, what do you exist for, and why do you feel like you need to segregate out? You know what I'm saying, or quantify or qualify blackness. I'm gonna go to another thing on their website. Um, um, Roadmap to reparations. I believe this is it. So here's what you would need in their eyes to qualify for reparations, and this is problematic in and of itself. Um, very, very, very problematic. An individual would need to provide reasonable documentation that at least one ancestor was enslaved in the United States. And then two, they would need to demonstrate they have identified as Black, African American, colored, or Negro on established legal documents for at least 10 years prior to the onset of the program. In addition, we would like to add that at least one grandparent fulfills both prongs of the criteria if a person is biracial. So you need to have at least one grandparent that like one grandparent that meets this criteria. You know what I'm saying? Like you would need one grandparent. And like, you know, so it's like you're quantifying and qualifying someone's blackness. And then with the things that have happened in society and the way you know what I'm saying, white supremacy has erased a lot of our records, and they burned down a lot of our medical facilities and done all this other stuff. Like I feel like it'd be near impossible for everyone to be able to do that. Like I honestly don't even think for myself I'd be able to prove my blackness when I'm like clearly black. Like that's nuts. Like I'm clearly black. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I wouldn't be able to necessarily prove it to their standard. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a lot of other people that they wouldn't be able to do it either. So do all those people not get it all of a sudden? Like that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. And then if you I don't know. It gets really stupid. It gets really really stupid. So if somebody came over here from, let's say, Ghana, we're just going to use Ghana as an example, and their grandparents got here in 1918, right? Our great grandparents got here in 1918, right? And so since they've fundamentally lived over there, even though they their parents and family has suffered through Jim Crow and white supremacy, you they don't they would not be qualified for reparations. They wouldn't because they said it themselves. They said it themselves. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again. Where's that? Yeah, so they said as a specific group with a specific justice claim, the ADOS movement demands a specific agenda with policy prescriptions that address the losses stemming from the institution of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, convict leasing, mass incarceration, and immigration. So Jim Crow is a qualifier enough. So to force someone to have to go back even further, like what are you saying? What are you saying? So you had to your family had to suffer through all of them? Like, does that not make um, the white supremacy any less impactful? The redlining any less impactful? Jim Crow any less impactful? Um, what is it? The convict leasing, the mass incarceration, the immigration any less impactful? Does it? Does it? That's my question to them. That's my question to them because I don't believe in it at all. I don't believe in it. I did want to say let me see. Let's see. What else? I think that's pretty much it. I've been talking all day about this stuff. I've been listening to people all day about this stuff, but this really was one of the things that really like pissed me off today because I felt like it was complete. Well, last night and this morning, I felt like it was completely idiotic, and I just want to say, to the people of those organizations, you feel like I'm wrong. Comment, comment down below. I'm game. I'm game. I'm game. Hell, I'll even have you on the podcast for a conversation. But don't think I'm not gonna come with sources and material. Um, this is the most like research I've done on a topic in a while. But yeah, if you guys like videos like this, like the video, so I know that people like this type of content and like these semi deep dives. I'll get better at them as time goes on. But yeah, I do also want to say with like like a lot of it's just not this just ain't it. Clubhouse, um, the CEOs and founders and all that they need to really like um, plus up the support team because we got to get these people out of there before this becomes the next like cesspool of hate. It's a great app for networking, and I'd really hate to see it go badly. Hey, thank you guys for your time. Again, subscribe to my channel, comment, like my videos. Um, Check out those links um, because I've provided a lot of resources for you to use to find out information for yourself instead of just listening to people, especially people like Rizza. He shouldn't be listened to at all. He's a problem and a stigma to his own people. You know what I'm saying? Because the Nation of Islam isn't necessarily bad per se. Like what I'm saying, it's your religion. You can practice whatever you want to practice. But when you're telling people during a pandemic to like one of the doctors said, if people were to follow his course of action, if Black people followed his course of action, we could lose 6 to 9 million Black people over the next year. We lose 6 to 9 million Black people if the Black people do not get vaccinated. Like, do we want to see that happen? No. No, not at all. We're the most impacted group. We're the most likely to die group. Um, there's also some resources about. I'm gonna have to get that resource later. There's some resources about what is that? So you'll see a comment from my second account. It'd be like SmoothX. I'll kind of just copy and paste it from this guy's bio that I followed. This doctor, he's more than just a guy. He's a doctor that worked on COVID-19. It was a pleasure having him on the stage. Dr. Joffrey. I forget his last name. So I'll put that in the comment section for you guys. But again, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you like the video, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and I'm out.